What's up, ladies and gents? What's good, ladies and gents? The boys back at it again. Late night Bet Champ Show after hours. We got Sach, we got Wit, we got myself in here. We're ready to rock and roll. How you guys feeling tonight?
I feel great. Got a little snort. Compliments of Crown Royale.
Absolutely.
A little snort. No, I feel good as always. Just another day. Tomorrow's Friday. One day closer to wild card or divisional round weekend. So I think the boys are going to be ready.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. A lot of cool games going on, especially in the NFL this week. Killing it right now on NBA picks. Sach and myself, we're just waiting on Wit's winners to get into the bunch. But right now, looking pretty solid on the NBA picks for the day. Herder already went over. We had him at 2.5 3-pointers at plus 125. Already went over, right? It's only the third right now, right, Sach?
Yeah, third quarter.
Only the third. And then we got OKC spread at minus 3.5. They're up at 11 right now.
6 minutes left. Colin Young Bull Sexton, he's about to crack. So we could go 3-2 tonight.
So, yeah, NBA picks looking good for the day. And then, like I said, we got to get Wit's winners in the bunch every now and then, see what he's rocking with.
If you can get in game on the Wolves right now, I like what they're doing. I think they're going to finish strong in the second half. Defense obviously is dominant, number one all around in 5-6 different categories: total points, field goal percentage allowed, etc. So I think if you can take the Wolves in game right now, that's where I'd go. That's what I just laid. So
look at Wit.
Look at Wit getting it going. Cool stuff, boy.
I'm an in-game phenom.
Absolutely. Yep. Honestly, like the way to go with a lot of these bets, and Sach and myself have found this, as the halftime and the in-game lives are, you can kill it there, especially with the NBA. Some live action.
Because you want to know what NBA stands for? What does NBA stand for, Zeej?
Let's hear it.
The National Blowout Association.
The National Blowout Association.
The league was built on blowouts.
Everyone this year, the last couple of years, bro, in NBA, everyone just gets blown out. Like, people are losing by 40, 50, 60. It's like, what?
I don't want to say it's this generation lacking the heart, but
that's what ZJ says every
that heart.
It kills me, man, especially with some of these players. It's like, where is the heart? Where's the heart? Some of these guys just shut down.
Some of these guys, I wonder if they're in the club and they get shot down by the first chick if they quit for the night. That's what I think when I watch some of these games. It's like, really, man? That's all you got? You're leaving? You're checking out? Uber? Call to Uber? Like, night's over?
You got to be like, I got the opportunity to talk to so many more.
Yeah.
They ain't got no game. That's the problem.
But yeah, so cool stuff with the NBA. We'll talk more basketball a little later in the show. Let's roll back though. You know, like Sach said, we got the playoffs this weekend. Eight teams left to see who's gonna take it. And we could start with this first game right now. Line hasn't moved right now on FanDuel, but that first game is that Houston Texans versus the Ravens at 2:31 Mountain Standard Time. And then the Texans are still a plus 9.5.
Ooh.
Any? I know we talked a little about it last show, but any changes there from you guys? What you going on? If you're taking anything?
No.
Mark Andrews is back though. That is pretty cool for the Baltimore Ravens. I like to see that.
Mark Andrews is back.
He's huge for Lamar.
Yeah, and I like the unsung hero on that team too is Zay Flowers. He's blossoming into a freaking stud.
He's a speed demon.
He's back, but here's the thing. I found it disrespectful, and I think Houston is going to find it disrespectful too. You waive Melvin Gordon, and you put now Cook's been on the practice squad for 2 weeks. But how disrespectful is that you're saying we need to get RB1 swapped out so he can have this game to be ready for the next game? That's how I took it. That's disrespectful. I think if I was in the locker room, I would be feeling some kind of way that, you just think a guy that hasn't, didn't do much with the Jets. Obviously, there was a lot of backs there by committee. But at the same time, it's like not in the offense, 2 weeks on the practice squad, and you put him in the divisional round. I don't know. So is that going to play a role? Is that going to throw off some chemistry? Is that going to – I mean, you got to know there's dudes in the locker room that like Melvin Gordon. He's been in the trenches with them. I mean, I don't know.
It is great though. The one thing though, I totally agree with you. It's a little disrespectful. The other thing on the other end of the stick though is Melvin Gordon has just been terrible with the fumbles. He's just been awful.
Yeah, but
which is I mean, and that was kind of in his last leg everywhere he was going. That was his one problem. So I mean, he's got like, how many chances do you give a guy, and then you're like, okay, you're kind of a liability at this point. But I get what you're saying too, because they took that time to then get Dalvin and everything.
It's like,
but I think Dalvin is a solid pickup though. That's huge.
Yeah, I think he is. I think he's definitely a guy that can step into that offense next year and fit right in. So it'll be interesting. The fumbles have been an issue. It's playoffs. You can't turn the ball over, but at the same time, man, it's going to be interesting to see. I think the 9.5. Like, I still like the Ravens. I mean, there were some comments that came out today, like, Lamar's not worried about their offensive productivity in this game. Like, there was just some kind of like backdoor slights. I feel like we're not worried about our offense producing. I don't know what that looks like, but it's going to be interesting for C.J. Stroud as a rookie to go in there. I got a young team, obviously. D'Amico Ryan, it's going to be interesting. I think D'Amico will have some things dialed up for Lamar. I think if they can contain Lamar, they're not going to stop him. But I think if they contain him, I think that you force Lamar to throw, and I think you're going to keep it close.
Yeah, they got to keep him under his rushing total for sure. They can't let him be two-dimensional, just scrambling and all that stuff. So as long as, like you said, Lamar in the playoffs, throwing the ball, that's what you want. I mean, just make him beat you with his arm. So.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised that the lines haven't changed, because we kind of thought Thursday would be a day where some good action would happen. You guys know me, I still like a little underdog action here. Houston giving up +9.5. I kind of like it, Whit. I kind of like that. That's a lot of points, it seems like. I just like guys that in reality have nothing to lose, and then they're trying to make a name for themselves. I love that.
Man, this year's playoffs have been this year's playoffs have been crazy. Sach, have you ever seen we've seen +10.5. We've seen +9.5. We've seen +7.5.
7.5.
Like, it's a lot.
Yeah, it was very, very lopsided, this one. I mean, just because there's two juggernauts with the Niners and the Ravens as of right now. So, but I think in the playoffs, that's still just so high. Those are too high of spreads.
Yeah, when you get to the playoffs, it's like 6.5, 2.5. Sometimes you get
one possession. These are two possession spreads.
Yeah, I mean, and I get it. They're in favor of the I don't know, man. +9.5. I'm going to wait a little closer to game time.
I do think there's going to be a lot of. I think the Ravens are going to get hammered on a lot, which is good for the Texans spread. If you kind of wait close to the game time.
Yeah,
and even honestly, I would probably even think about teasing those up.
Yeah, oh, for sure, absolutely.
Tease them up to like
10.5,
10.5,
12.5. Yeah. Yeah, if it can get up to 10.5 or anything, that's a spot I really love. 9.5 is kind of tough, because you got the hook and everything.
Yeah,
you got the backdoor. You got the backdoor cover as well. I mean, there's a lot going on there. I think 9.5. If you're gonna bet at 9.5, you might as well, like Sach said, tease up, and see what that gets you, and definitely get it over 10 at a minimum. Put it at 10.5.
Sure.
Just to kind of save some. But with the 2-point conversions now, you got to look at all these other things. They're going for 2 at times when, they don't need a 2 for 2 more scores, and they're going for a 2, which, affects the score.
Then you got to think about these underdog teams too, like the Texans going into Baltimore. You're gonna have to be aggressive on fourth and short to make your field goals. Aren't gonna win the game on the road in the playoffs as underdogs.
Yeah,
they say it every time. The ESPN analytics go for it damn near every time they show it. And I mean, I think they're just gonna have to, like, D'Amico Ryans and who's the Ravens play?
D'Amico Ryan, John Harbaugh.
D'Amico Ryans, he's going to have to go for 4th down and make some, touchdowns are going to have to be the way to win. not going to win the field goals. So
that's the other thing. Just
and I
coaching
love an
wise.
aggressive coach.
Yeah, I do too. Coaching wise, experience wise in this game is just we're gonna really see because you can tell like with Mark and Andrews coming back and everything, they're dialed in, and you could tell that he wanted to get back so bad.
Yeah.
He's like Lamar's like number one weapon, so it'll be interesting to see how he kind of dials into the game with that going on. But it'll be a sweet game. This is the one I'm actually most excited for, and everything out of all of them. I'd say second to the Chiefs Bills game, but this is the one I'm definitely kind of dialed into right now.
Hell yeah, absolutely.
But now we can good stuff, fellas. Now we'll bounce over again to that Packers San Francisco 49ers game. This one, same thing. The Packers are a plus 9.5 spread right now.
Just a big one. They're going to have to go be aggressive down there, and
yeah,
I think the backdoor cover is going to have to be there all game long.
I really think the 49ers are going to blow these guys out of the water.
You think so?
Wow.
There's just so many weapons on each end of the ball for the 49ers, bro. I don't know.
One of Zach Zinger's, the first Zach Zinger of the night.
I don't know.
Oh, they're both 9.5. They're both 9.5 spreads. Holy
both 9.5 right now, and that's very interesting. Especially, there's just so many offensive weapons right now on the 49ers. And then again, that defense is just. I just get so these young quarterbacks going into some of these games. There's got to be a lot of nerves.
What's the line? What's the line in terms of like what was it, minus 110?
Plus 9.5 for the Green Bay Packers is minus 108, and then the minus 9.5 for the San Francisco 49ers is minus 112.
So that tells you right there you need to tease it up, or they don't believe in it because if you know what I mean.
Look at this right now.
They're trying to get you on I'm gonna give you a big number here and
for sure
and a payout here. So I don't see it. I think both the teams can get blown out because I think they're young and I think that they can get demoralized pretty rapidly on the road in weather. I don't know what San Francisco's going to look like. I haven't looked at the forecast. Probably going to be pretty nice up there. But in terms of Baltimore, I think they're going to be physical. I think that game can get out of hand relatively fast. But I also think that I just feel like DeMeco Ryan early on is going to give Lamar some things I think he's going to go and say, we have to stop Lamar. He's the best player on the field. Dual threat. Let CJ at least, hey, I think CJ is a better passer. Let CJ exploit some of his skill set because I think if you let Lamar run, I think it's just a wrap. You know what I mean? But in the same breath, what has Lamar done in the playoffs in terms of he's gotten dinged? He got dinged in Buffalo.
Yeah, that's the real test here for the Ravens too, is they haven't gone the distance.
So it'll be interesting. But I think 9.5. If you're going to bet one, I'd bet both. That's me. I don't think both are going to end up with that spread.
You're talking 49ers and Green Bay as well?
I would. If I'm going to bet one, I'm probably going to bet both. And then I'm going to tease one up if I'm only betting one. And I would go with my conviction. And I honestly think Baltimore has a bit better chance of covering 9.5 than the Niners do. I think that game, and I think Matt LaFleur is just too buttoned up. I think from a coaching standpoint, it's too equal. I think Brock Purdy and Jordan Love, that is closer than people want to give it credit for. And I think in terms of you look at Jones, you look at McCaffrey. Obviously, I'm taking McCaffrey with his dual threat out of the backfield. But when you look at the Packers, I understand you got Ayuk and you got Debo, but you got four young dudes over here. Like how are you going to cover them all? You got Kittle too.
Yeah, George Kittle. Yeah,
you know what I mean. So they got weapons, but it's like okay, you can't cover our three plus McCaffrey out of the backfield, which I think is going to be a bigger thing. And how many different places you put him and Debo. So that's why I think the game will be close, but I think it's because of LaFleur. As long as Jordan Love doesn't turn it over more than one time.
Well, listen to this. You could do a 2-team teaser, 5 points. So you get the Texans plus 14.5 and the Packers plus 14.5. That 2-team teaser comes out to plus 106.
Dang. Okay.
Yeah. So
even if they're down 21 late in the fourth, prevent defense is
you're still in the game. And that's why I say if you bet one, I'd bet both. That's me because I don't think both teams will get beat by 10.
Yeah.
So at least you'll break even or you can come up a little bit.
Absolutely. Any so you got any play you like here for either of you guys?
I like. Obviously, I don't know what the numbers look like, but I like Ayuk anytime touchdown.
Okay.
And I know
I know that.
What's McCaffrey at for it?
I know that's going to be. That's not even going to be worth the play. I bet he's at like
Hell no. He's at minus 320. Holy
yeah, like that's crazy, right? So I think what's Ayuk at? I like Ayuk
plus 125 for Ayuk.
Yeah, I think plus 125. I think he's gonna. When you look at the old Dallas Cowboys, right? They had Emmett, McCaffrey. They had Irvin, Debo, right? Obviously different players, but kind of the focal points off it. And then you have Harper. If you look at the number of touchdowns that Harper scored in play, I think that is Ayuk, man. Ayuk is coming in his own. He's a deep threat. He stretches the defense. I think they're going to be sucked up for the run. I think they know Purdy checks down, and I think you're going to get one over the top to Ayuk.
Yeah. Damn, look at this though. I haven't seen this in a minute with CJ Stroud. They have him over 1.5 passing touchdowns at plus 165.
Wow.
What is that? Minus more than 1.5 touchdown pass touchdowns?
Two touchdown passes, bro, at plus 165.
See,
what's the weather like over there? It has to be.
Well, I mean, how are
that's
they?
That's a lot of juice right there for 2 touchdowns.
See, gents, at first you had my curiosity, but now you have my attention.
You like
plus
that?
165 over 1.5 touchdowns for CJ Stroud passing.
Yeah, I love that, don't you?
I freaking love that.
How else are they going to score?
That's the thing. Yeah, I mean, they ain't
going to run the ball. I would expect them to be behind. And when you're behind,
I'm telling you right now, Nico Collins, you got Nico Collins, Dalton Schultz over there. I mean, those guys are highly underrated. Nico Collins is a speedster, and then Dalton Schultz is that guy who just breaks up that middle.
Yeah, I love that.
I like that too. I'll add that. I'll add that to my thoughts.
Yeah, I love the Ravens secondary though. I do like their secondary. I think they're physical. I think it's going to be cold, but at the same time, I mean, I think CJ Stroud throws for at least 2, and I think they score at least.
Well, Baltimore got the second best passing touchdown defense. That's why they got it so low. But I remember looking at this with Matt Stafford when they didn't even have Karen Williams. They had Matt Stafford over 1.5 passing touchdowns at like plus 200, like 225. And he threw 3 in the first half against Baltimore. So Baltimore's defense is vulnerable with
Hamilton
deep threat like Nico Collins and Dalton Schultz. I mean, he threw a 45-yard touchdown to Dalton Schultz. Dalton Schultz is a deep ball tight end as well. I mean, he was on the Cowboys. He could catch some deep balls.
Yeah, Hamilton's, he's a solid safety, but definitely, he's prone to get beaten over the top at Notre Dame and since he's been at the Ravens.
What corner? Yeah, Hamilton's an animal. Yeah, he's wild. What cornerback or defensive back did they just rule out? Oh, Marlon Humphrey, cornerback. He's out. Marlon Humphrey is a key defensive piece. So he's out this game, which even makes that passing touchdowns a little bit more sweeter.
I'm telling you guys, man, I'm out of the Packers and the San Fran game, and then this Texans, this freaking Texans game with the Ravens. I'm starting to lean towards the Texans spread, man. I don't know. There's something about these guys. That coach is so fired up right now. Everyone, there's teams right now that didn't make it, obviously, that just knew they were bad. Everything. Yep. But then you got this Texans team. This Texans team genuinely believes that they are really good. They have all the confidence in the world right now, and nothing is going to change that.
Well, I think they've outshot their coverage, and I think anytime you do that, you get a certain amount of swagger, cockiness. And I think when you're young, you don't understand what it like. When they start, say they get down, there's 2 things going to happen. They're going to collapse, quit, or they're going to be like, this hasn't happened to us before, so I don't have that trauma in the past, right? I just know, hey, I'm going to go back out there and win. A lot of young players, college football's a lot of blowouts, a lot of down two scores. We keep playing, and the second half's a different story. So I just think CJ Stroud is an even guy, like even kill. I don't know, man. It's going to be tough in Baltimore. Baltimore is a tough place.
Yeah, that is a tough place to go.
And, I mean, especially look at Joe Burrow's first playoff run. Your first playoff run, you ain't going to be judged.
Yeah.
So
Your house money.
This is the time now. Yeah, you're playing with house money. They weren't expected to win that game. They
That's
weren't
what I'm
expected to be in
saying.
the
Yeah,
playoffs.
that's
He
why I
wasn't
love that
expected to
house
be this
money.
good.
There's nothing to
He's-
lose at this point.
It's like the first time. It's like the first time your old man hands you a C note at the strip club and says, "Hey, have fun." You know, you think every time is like that. You know what I mean? But it's not. Every time like that's just this time. You may never go back again with your old man. That's how CJ Stroud's thinking. This is easy. First year of the league, I get there
For sure.
playing with house money, and I don't know anything else. Now he doesn't know if he ever gets back again. So that's where that I think the mindset is just like it is what it is. I know Sots like that analogy. You know what I mean?
We'll see.
It's like when you go to prom. It's like your first prom, and your dad hands you a little latex, and you use it. After that, you're playing with house money. You get it out.
You think every prom that's the purpose of prom,
and you use it. You didn't use it.
He said a little latex. A glove or what?
Use a little latex on prom night. After that, the rest of the year, you're going to school. You're house money all day long.
Yeah, you're wishing prom wasn't in April and school didn't end in June because you just want to ride that all the way through. You only got 60, 90 days left. You wish that was during football season.
CJ didn't put it in his wallet. He used it the first game against the Browns. He's chilling. He's on a high.
And now he's just playing without it. Don't need it.
Now he lost. Yeah.
But all seriousness aside, I would tease that up to 10.5. That's what I would do.
Yeah, I like that too. I like the 10.5.
And throw in like a CJ 1 touchdown with it. Screw it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Parlay it with something.
Okay. Cool. All right. Well, this next one is honestly like a pick 'em, kind of with the Chiefs and the Bills one. We'll reverse a little. We got the Buccaneers at the Detroit Lions right now. Baker Mayfield has got the confidence too. Oh yeah, he's tapping his head. He's going crazy.
Another dude playing with house money. I mean, no one expected them to be good at all. They didn't even expect him to maybe finish the season as the starting quarterback, let alone even win the starting quarterback job. He was fighting for the starting spot before the year. So you just beat the Eagles, the team, the reigning NFC champions. It's another dude on a free roll who he's going to get, a contract in the offseason by whether it's the Bucks or some team's going to give him something. So, and I like that. Detroit Lions secondary is very vulnerable. So,
yeah,
100%.
I love Baker. I've loved Baker since he's at Oklahoma when he planted the flag. I love Baker. I think he's his mentality, nothing else. Physically, he was just not the specimen that Favre was. But I just think he has that feast or famine. He's might break your heart with a late pick, but you also know I don't think he lacks confidence, man. At no matter what happens, I think he goes out there. I think the Buccaneers have rejuvenated him. I think the locker room is galvanized behind him. The law of recency is in their favor. The Big Mo is in their favor. All that stuff is here. I think this game is not the one I want to watch most, but it's the most interesting. The one I want to watch most is Niners-Packers. But this game is the most interesting.
I would say this one's the most even.
Yes.
This one is the most even, for sure.
And Todd Bowles is coming with something defensively. Dan Campbell brings the energy he brings. Two different coaches with kind of some of the similar philosophies, but communicated differently. I think, man, the Lions at home, that crowd's going to be
crowd, especially after they just won their first playoff game in so long.
Detroit's rocking.
Those guys are so hyped.
What game is it? The late game Saturday, right?
No, this is the early Sunday game.
Early Sunday game. So you're the first.
Time.
So what time's it start?
It's 1 o'clock Mountain Standard Time.
Okay, so you got 3:30 Eastern Time. So them dudes are going to be whiskey bent from 8 o'clock in the morning in the parking lot to coming in there. That crowd's going to be obnoxious. Crowd's going to be loud. Man, they got a lot of young players too. I think Goff, his numbers are crazy. Passing yards, completion percentage. He's been incredibly efficient, made the right decisions. I think he's past the point of really hurting the team unless he's under pressure consistently. So I never thought I'd say, well, if I had a quarterback to take, I'd take Goff over Baker. but I'd take Goff steady hand at the wheel. But I think Baker's team, the rest of it, I like the weapons Baker has. I like them outside of Deporta and those folks. But man, I like Evans anytime touchdown.
I love Mike Evans anytime touchdown. We'll see what Baker's passing props at.
They got Baker at -110 for 2 passing touchdowns.
I like that. See, this is a game right here for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. If you can tease this one up, now the lines may shift on game day, but if you could tease this one up to +7.5 for them, I love that.
What's it at now?
Right now it's +6.5, right?
Lions?
+6.5 for the Buccaneers. They're the underdogs.
Oh.
And I really like that. I love that.
I'd tease that up to 7.5, or I'd keep it right there.
That's what I'm saying. Like I like it as is right now as well. This is an even duel, which I really love. This one's going to be very interesting to watch.
Man, could you imagine Lions Nation,
Lions Nation
up in the fourth quarter or down in the fourth quarter? Either way, the place but it's a close game. That place is going to be loud. I think if it's close for the Bucs, like Baker can become a legend. Goff can be like. I think this whole thing is just I broke the Lions, or like Goff gets them over the hump. I think the story of it is so great. There's so many community stories, man. There's people's dad that never saw the Lions win a playoff game. There's people's relatives. It's crazy. That place is going to be on fire.
Yeah.
3:30 Eastern.
That's going to be
electric
little game. I would even look at Jahmyr Gibbs. I love me some Jahmyr Gibbs. His little
that's the touchdown prop I would look at for this game is any of the Lions running backs, whether it's David Montgomery or Jahmyr Gibbs, because those guys are electric over there. They got that 2-headed horse, which is dangerous.
Ooh, they have Gibbs at +110 for just.
I bet E will come. I bet E will go with a Montgomery anytime touchdown. I bet that'll be his take before game time. If I
Montgomery anytime touchdown.
Yeah, I don't want to speak for the man in his absence, but I think if I know E like I've known him for the last 20 years, I think he is anytime touchdown with
E loves those anytime touchdowns.
Oh yeah, that's his bread and butter.
We just want E to pronounce the guy's name right. Fucking guy.
He's like
Wit. Me and DJ, I swear, for the first 3-4 weeks that we were doing the parlay with all the guys, he was calling like Paulo Banchero, like Paulo Blanchero. He was like,
and for this one, I'm gonna go with Derrick Henry's anytime touchdown.
Henry's.
Yeah, no, and then he's like, we're going Debo Samuels. I'm like, Samuel. We thought he was trolling us.
Maybe
I thought he was
trolling anyone's name right. I don't know. I have to listen more closely. Maybe he's got a lisp. You know what I mean? He puts S on everything.
Yeah, he was putting an S on the back of everyone's name. I was like, this guy.
He's never been. He's a very general guy. Never been about the details, but he's definitely a reader of the room. I know his picks are solid, but yeah, he used to do that when we served together. I'd be like, no, it's so and so. He's like, yeah, whatever. I'm like, well, it matters, man. Like you're talking about the wrong person. You know what I mean? It's like, no, man, we're trying to.
Yeah, you know what I meant.
Shout out E Money though. We love him. I was hoping he would catch the late end of the show, but I don't know. We'll see.
You never know, man. He'll pop in like the Undertaker.
Yeah, he'll come out all. Okay. So before we hop into the Chiefs Bills one, I don't know. Did you guys hear the story that's going on with the new stadium and everything? Did you guys hear about that?
Let's talk about it. Catch us up, Zach.
Wait, okay, so the Bills are building a new.
Why are you laughing about this, ZJ? Why are you laughing about upstate New York? I know.
No. This is kind of weird. So the Bills are building the new stadium, right? We all know that.
Mm-hmm.
And so the Bills started that win streak, right? They went on this huge win streak coming towards the end of the season, right? In the playoffs now. How this win streak started, this is from Bills Mafia itself. You can look this up. This is everywhere right now. This is news. Was apparently the new stadium. It's called the Pit. A Bills Mafia fan fell into the new stadium, into the pit. And after that, they went on the win streak. So every game during that win streak, they had a Bills Mafia fan like jump into this pit, right? And they got like injured in some way. So these people, these fans got sent to the hospital, but they think it's like a tradition now for them to win these games. So they're calling it like you got to feed the pit.
Sounds like
I didn't know if you heard about that. It's a huge story right now. I heard it all over
Look, you know, I have close ties to upstate New York,
but
but
I need to send Witt in the pit for them to get the dub.
Witt in the pit. Look, imagine me on site. These guys have been breaking tables that they thought was a ritual for how many years?
Bills Mafia is another breed.
I grew up with the Bills. 4 straight Super Bowl losses. We'll never see it. 4 straight Super Bowl appearances. We'll never see it. That team was great. Daryl Talley,
Jim Kelly,
Andre Reed, Lofton, Kelly, Thurman Thomas. Like, that team was great. Like Cornelius Bett. Like, it's crazy. Like, not Cornelius, but crazy team. Tasker, all these guys, right? Don Beebe, Great White Hope. But dude, they've been breaking tables since I was a kid, and they're still here. So, you know what I mean? Well, it is what it is. You can fall in a pit, but you better show up and play.
I didn't know you guys haven't heard about that yet, though.
No,
you got to look that up. It's like crazy. So they're like invested into it. Like every game, they're tossing someone in the pit, and like I said, these people are getting like, you know, obviously they're getting like hurt in some way, and they're going.
What does the pit look like?
Yeah, what
I haven't looked. I haven't like seen it or anything, but it's like I've heard it all over sports radio. It's a legit thing. So they're like, yeah, they're sending someone in the pit this week.
I'll phone upstate New York and see if I can't get some intel.
Look into it.
But I drink Crown every show, and I don't expect, you know what I mean, that is the reason that it puts us over the top. You know what I mean? Soch.
Absolutely.
Now Soch, on the other hand, he's got sleeves tonight. Like I'm superstitious. You know what I mean? The guy
sleeves on.
His name is Sleeveless Soch. That's how I know him. And the guy shows up in a hoodie tonight.
It was cold outside. It's cold over here. We're not cold.
Came straight from work, straight from the job site.
But
someone's got to do it.
But so let's get the take though. We got right for that last game on Sunday. It's the Chiefs at the Bills. What are we expecting here? Not a lot of line moving here. Again, the Chiefs are a +2.5 underdog right now at +100. And then, of course, the Bills -2.5 at -122. At home Bills, right? You've lost to Mahomes twice. Here's your chance. You're at your home with your people, home crowd. What are we expecting here?
I would stay away from – I would just stay away.
This one's scary.
Bro, this spread, I don't like it. It's a little too suspect for me. I'm going to stay away from the spread for the total.
Did you ever bet Brady on the road or at home +2.5 against him? Like, you don't bet Mahomes.
Yeah.
It better be 3.5. I'm not betting Mahomes, Brady, certain dudes at 2.5.
Right.
I'm not doing it. So I'd tease that up if you feel convicted about it, because I think you're gonna see that they're either gonna win by a 4 or more, but they ain't losing. It's gonna be 3. So you might as well get up 3.5 because it'd be a last-second field goal, overtime, something like that. So you might as well get it up because they're gonna lose by a touchdown or they're gonna lose by more, greater than 3. So you might as well.
This game, there's just a lot of stories as well, right? Pat Mahomes with a not so great of an offense this year. Can he still get this team going? And then really for Josh Allen, right? Is he legit? Like, can he get over this is the hump, right? Can he get over it?
This is the game.
If you think Josh Allen, anyone who says legit, the dude went last year, what did he throw? 12 touchdowns, no interceptions in the postseason. Like, lost with 13 seconds left, was sitting there like.
Yeah,
dude, it was like he paid the tab, put the girl in his car, got in, turned the ignition, and the cop came up and was like, "Hey, man, can I get your license, ID, and registration?"
He was so close to securing.
Yeah, the dude was so close, but he's like,
he was a minute away from the house.
Not even a minute. 13 seconds. 13 seconds. You back out of that parking spot. You get on.
He already clicked on the garage door opener.
Yeah, he was already setting like all his temperatures within the thing on his smartphone. Like, dude, I think Josh. Here's the deal. I picked I picked the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm still picking the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm not betting against Mahomes. And the reason why is I think he's the best player on the field. I think the Bills have some substantial – I think their running game is better than last year. Their secondary is banged up. They're banged up. I don't know who's playing this week. They took some licks last week. That was a difficult physical game. I think Allen is going to give you more opportunities than Mahomes is for a game-changing play. And that's the sole reason. My heart is with the Bills. I want the Bills to win. I would love to see the Bills circle the wagon. Nobody doesn't like them. But I just – if I'm – this is the best championship. If I'm betting, I'm betting on Patty Mahomes.
Yeah. I'm kind of – so here's where I'm at with it. And let me know what you guys think. Again, kind of what you said, Whit. Pat Mahomes, he's the best guy out there. He knows how to control the game. He knows what he wants. And him and Josh Allen are like friends. You know, they go golfing with each other, all that. They're all friendly with each other. But you're telling me right now, friends or not, with what happened last year, Josh Allen is a little bit like, man, but fuck this guy. You know, you want – there's some – they're friends and all, but there's some anger there, you know, because you got to get over the hump. And so I'm just thinking mindset wise and everything, like this is what you want if you're Josh Allen. This is who you want to go up against.
We
right?
have to.
So there's got to be a little anger there and everything. So I don't like betting against Patrick Mahomes either, but if you are the Bills and are trying to get over the hump, this is that game. This is the game you want to win. This is the game you're going to make sure you win. But again, it's hard to bet against Pat Mahomes, so that's kind of where I'm at too. That's why I'm staying away from this one. It'll be fun to just watch. I don't really want to put anything on this one when it comes to who's going to win.
I don't know, man. I think this is where the rubber meets the road. I think this is where you reach down and you grab them and you say, hey, I'm going to tease this up to 3.5. Or I'm going to take the freaking Kansas City Chiefs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just going to take them straight up money line because you're probably a little bit favorable there. So that's what I think. But I think I'm glad to see the Bills play them because I think anytime Allen doesn't go through Mahomes, especially after the law of recency of what's gone on past, if he had to go through Texas and then he went through Baltimore, right? I don't think it's as substantial as it is if he gets through Mahomes and then Baltimore.
Yeah.
Like now, and then you get through the Niners, say the Niners.
Yeah, that'd be a run to shut everyone up for.
Yeah, you can't say nothing. You're like, I went through a one seed. I went through the Mahomes, another one seed, and won the Super Bowl. And by the way, on week 18, I was a freaking potential 7 seed.
Yeah. Versus
a freaking 2 seed, and I won that game. Then I went on a run. They were out of playoff contention for a while. So I'm glad to see it. I think it's a lot of pressure on Allen. I don't know, man. I want to see him do it, but I just feel like the football gods love Mahomes, just like Brady. I didn't bet against Brady, and I'm getting to the point with Mahomes.
Well, we know who not to bet on for this game. And this guy goes by the name of Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Bet this dude under every goddamn game. This
for the public, you're going to see his receiving line at 12.5. Don't take it.
Don't take it.
At 12.5 yards?
Yeah,
he's
either going to.
I swear on my life, when the Chiefs played the Eagles like 6 weeks ago, at halftime, I was looking at receiver lines. They had Marquez Valdez-Scantling's receiving line at halftime at 0.5 at plus 100.
0.5 needs to make a catch.
The book said this dude's not going to get a fucking yard, and my dumb ass bet on it. I'm like, okay, 1 catch.
Yeah,
and he didn't get it.
Dude. And then tell him about the other one. Tell him about the other one. That we were pissed off about.
Me and ZJ,
like
once
14.5 or 12.5.
Bet on this dude's receiving yards. He got like a 6-yard catch, and then he dropped 2 passes in the second half.
Dropped 2 touchdown pass. So this guy is just in. That's what I'm saying though about the Chiefs' offense. Though, this is going to be a test too in itself for Mahomes going up against a good Bills team. because we're going to see how he can control the game with this offense. I mean, really, right now, he just has Kelsey. No one else has really shown up on this Chiefs offense, which is scary. But Andy Reid is still Andy Reid.
I think I agree, but I think
Isaiah Pacheco is still Isaiah Pacheco.
That's the key. I think the key to this game is can Pacheco keep Allen off the field, and can Cook keep Mahomes off the field? Who runs the ball? I think we're talking about quarterbacks, but who runs the ball better and more dominantly? And the time of possession is 15 to 18 minutes in favor of another team. Right. That's the team that I think will win the game. But that's me. Dude, it's Orchard Park. It's going to be ridiculous up there.
Oh, my gosh. Those fans are going to be going crazy.
Sunday late game, like Orchard Park. I've been up in that area. That place is going to be electric. The communities around that area are going to be electric. Like, tomorrow, people are going to work they're half in. They're already looking at Sunday. You know what I mean? They're already looking at Sunday. That place is going to be rocking. Over under would be how many tables are broke.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look at it. You know what I mean?
What's the over and under of the tables broken?
Yeah, I wonder what that looks like. I bet that if they make it to the Super Bowl, I bet that's a prop.
That's crazy. Cool. I'm telling you though, you guys need to look up that story. They've been doing that since the win streak started, and they haven't stopped. So they're gonna do it this weekend.
All right, I'm sure I'll TikTok.
You gotta look into it. It's crazy.
I'm sure some clown has put it on TikTok, but I don't think that's the reason they're winning. I think Josh Allen has been playing out of his mind. I mean, the dude scored he was responsible for 88% of the total touchdowns scored this year.
It might not be a bad idea to look into a Josh Allen anytime interception prop.
That's always good.
I mean, that's like that's an easy one.
Cool. So a lot of games covered. Interesting weekend, fellas. Looking forward to it. I'm excited, man. This is kind of what you live for right now. This time of the year is special. It's fun. So out of these 4 games, we'll obviously a little later on in the week we'll toss out some player prop plays as well as some other ones once lines change. But as of now, as everything sits, what is your guys' top one you're kind of looking at right now?
The game or
let's talk. Yeah, top one you're looking at right now, spread wise and everything.
Man, I'm on the Buccaneers.
Yeah, man, that one's tough.
I'm on the Buccaneers. I think that's too high. I mean, you're gonna give, like I said, I just plus 6.5. God, these books just nail it right on the damn head with these little. They know what they're doing, bro.
But you could tease it, man. I would say 7.5 would be a nice tease here.
I would tease a lot of these spreads with the underdogs and throw in a little milk down a big prop or something. But
sure,
if I had to pick one out of these spreads so far right now, I'd pick the Buccaneers.
No, dude, I'm kind of right there with you. I got another one, but that's
I'm teasing.
I'm definitely involved.
I'm teasing Kansas City at plus 3.5.
Here we go.
I think to say Josh Allen and Mahomes in a big game, regardless, I think Mahomes finds a way to get it done. I think it's a 3-point game. I think it goes potentially to overtime, if not a last-second field goal, unless barring a crazy injury or something. I also like Green Bay to cover at least 10. So I like those two, but I will be putting money. I like Sach's play. I will be probably teasing up the Bucks to 7.5 on the road because I just think the Lions have not been able to put anyone away for the most part. Got blown out by the Packers on Thanksgiving. Have had some big losses. Their wins have not been convincing. They had some early ones in the year. I haven't seen them beat teams by greater than 10. So I'd tease it up to 7.5 and roll the dice on that.
Cool. Yeah. Okay. And then for mine, obviously, again, guys, there's just something, I don't know. I'm throwing it out here live. So there's something about this Houston Texans plus 9.5 that I really like. I just like the mentality here. I just like I just like a team that sat out the past week. CJ Stroud has just continuously proven every analyst wrong and everything. And I think he's going to continue with the train. So Plus 9.5 right now. That is one I'm really looking at. And like we kind of talked about earlier, that's a good tease for plus 10.5 for sure. I like it.
All right, so we've talked spreads, game picks. Who do you like, Zach? Niners.
Picks?
Niners, Packers. Who you like?
Oh, Niners.
Niners, okay. Bucks.
They're gonna blow the doors off of them.
Bucks on. Yeah, you said you let off the hot take. Zach Zinger.
No, I'm just talking about my play that I really like.
No,
I
but
do
you said you
Niners,
let off the show saying they're gonna blow the doors off these.
I'll say it again. The Niners are gonna blow the brakes off of the Packers.
All right, so Lions, Bucks.
I think the Cowboys really gave the Packers some confidence and everything, but now they're going up against a really good offense.
Well, young quarterbacks sitting in the first week, the records do not favor them, and Brock Purdy has been like him and Jordan Love.
But it's not. That's the thing though with this team is you don't have to rely on Brock Purdy as much. I mean, you got CMC and Deebo Samuel who can just really run the rock whenever they want to. You got so many guys over. People are going to sleep on George Kittle this game. He's going to open up the middle of the field. People forget that on the other side of the 49ers defense, they got Fred Warner, Chase Young, they got Bosa. Like there's just some. I don't know if the Packers are ready for this matchup. I really don't.
We get it. You're taking the Niners to prom. We got it.
I would love to take them to prom.
So Lions, Bucks. Who you got?
I'm gonna go with the Bucks here. I'm gonna go with the Bucks on this one.
So you like that line and you like that money line, like straight up. I bet the money. I bet
I'm
the
not
money line.
Here's the thing, though. I'm not saying I'm gonna take the money line for the Bucks, but like Sach said, I do like the Bucks spread. I'm not saying that the Bucks are gonna win. I just personally like them here.
That's what we're saying. Like I'm asking game picks, not spread, not like game picks. Who do you like? Who do you like game picks?
I'll roll with the Bucks.
So you would take them. So if you feel that convicted, the points are great. You would take the 6.5. Well, you take a money line, which I bet that money's a heck of a lot better than plus.
That's really nice. It's at plus 235 right now.
Yeah. So
plus 250 on ESPN. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So there you go from Z. That's one of ZJ's zingers right there. He likes the Bucks. That's gonna get you paid. You know.
I love the Bucks. Yeah, of course I like the Bucks, but the smart play here to get paid is to stay with the spread on this game.
I agree. But like a lot of times when you're investing, they say, how aggressive do you want to be? We got people out there that are on this end of the spectrum. We got people out there that have money to lose and money to win. And we got other folks. So what's your take? Baltimore, Texans.
Baltimore is going to win the game.
Okay, Baltimore.
For sure. And then I don't like betting against Pat Mahomes. It's tough here, though, because like I said with the whole mentality thing and the friends thing and everything and just so much like
the pit.
At some point for Josh Allen, you got it. Yeah, in the pit. At some point for Josh Allen, you got to get a little ticked off and say, I don't want to be average anymore. I actually want to take my team somewhere.
Hey, for the ladies out here, you can see that Zach, he leads with his heart. On a lot of these things, he leads with his heart.
I just think about mentality on all these things. Yeah. But let's okay, now we'll go through you two now.
Yeah.
We'll go to Sach real quick. Sach, Texans, Ravens.
He's a rational cat.
I'm going Ravens.
Absolutely. Niners, easy. And then you got Bucks lines.
Damn. I would go Bucks spread, and then I'd go Chiefs money line.
Chiefs money line.
I would go Lions. I would go Lions for the pick, though.
See like Lions?
That's what I'm saying. I think the Bucks spread is the smart.
There's going to be one upset this week. It's just who's it going to be?
Oh, for sure.
It's either going to be the Bucks or the Chiefs, I think, in my opinion. Bucks or the Chiefs are going to be one of the teams that win it, but I would pick the Chiefs to be the one underdog that wins.
All right, Whit. Texans, Ravens.
Ravens.
Okay. And then Niners, Packers. Why are you
thinking about it? He knows. He just say Niners. He ain't going Packers.
There is no way in hell that is going to be the upset.
Yeah, he ain't going Packers.
Hey.
There's no way.
You see the hat?
Maybe after two more of those crowns, he might be
two more of those snorts. You might be loving that. You might be loving that plus 350 Packers money line.
I like the Niners. I think they're at home. I think they have too many weapons. Fred Warner, the defense, Bosa. I think it's too much. I think Shanahan and LaFleur have this like nerdy rivalry that they want to fight, but they don't know how to fight, so they just do it through coordination of their football teams.
They were both on the Redskins back in like 2012 or whatever.
Yeah.
I like LaFleur better than Shanahan. I think I like LaFleur. And I could see this. I could see this being upset though. Just
So, all right, you heard it. Breaking news. You heard it here first.
Put that on your Insta. That I think this could be an upset.
You think this could be the upset? You think the Packers? All right. Well,
like
if you love it, like you just said to me, plus 350 money line right now for the Packers, my friend.
I wouldn't. You know what? I may see. You may get a phone call. You never know. You know what I mean? But what I'll tell you,
a phone call.
I think when you see Purdy, dude, it's not like Purdy can mess this up. He's been bad.
No, yeah, he can get very nervous, but there's just so many guys around him.
But you don't think he's okay? You don't think he's very Dak-ish at times?
No, I agree. Like I'm not, but
it's not.
I just think people are thinking it's going to rely all on Purdy for this game.
I like the Niners. Straight up.
Shanahan is a wizard.
I like the Niners. I could see it being an upset. Go ahead and put that in the archives and be ready to pull it out because I can see this being upset.
I got you. Okay, and then Buccaneers Lions.
I like the Bucs.
I like that. And then, okay, Chiefs Bills.
I can't bet against Patty Mahomes. I want Josh Allen to win. I want Bills fans to be gratified and get over all this trauma. I want them to get there. It's almost like they're the Dallas Cowboys of the East Coast. It's like if it will go wrong, it will go wrong. It's like we will get to this point, but then we will ultimately mess it up. I think Andy Reid is a better coach than McDermott. I think Mahomes, you saw what he did with less than 20 seconds last year. I love Josh Allen. I love the Buffalo Bills. I want to see them win the Super Bowl. I'm betting KC.
I got you. Cool. All right. You heard it here first, ladies and gents. That's what the boys are laying with for this week. We'll throw out some more player props and everything throughout the week on all the social media accounts. So make sure you guys follow those at the Bet Champ Show. We'll get some more player props out, get some more line changes and everything too. But looking forward to this playoff weekend. It's going to be fun, man. Real quick. So there's only 3 NBA games on tomorrow night. I wanted to ask you guys. So Boston hasn't lost at home, and they play the Denver Nuggets tomorrow night. What do we think about that? Denver money line is plus.
You said there's only 3 games tomorrow?
Yeah, there should be, right?
No, there's 8.
Oh shoot, maybe my bad.
No, 7.
Yeah, my bad. My FanDuel didn't update. Okay, I got you. Yeah. Because there's Hawks, Heat, Suns, Pelicans, Nets, Lakers. But okay, wow. But again, right? Boston hasn't lost at home.
I know, and I think after what Embiid did to Joker the other night, I mean, wow. Embiid really just stuck it to the Nuggets right there, dude.
Well, we're gonna see them again in 9 days.
Yeah, but wow, did Embiid just put those boys to bed?
Embiid's on a mission this year, man. He's saying that MVP from last year was
he's saying stick this 40-piece straight in your mouth.
Yeah, should never have been questioned. It shouldn't be questioned. I'm going to go ahead and he's not going to leave it like Joker did a few years ago and say I'm going to be close to those numbers. He's saying like, hey,
he's saying you can have.
He comes to Denver in what 9 or 8 days. So we're going to find out. Yeah.
If I was him, I'd sit out. I'd be injured. I'll let you guys suffer. Let you guys sit on that. Sit on that.
You're saying he should come to Denver and have a snow day like Andre Ayton?
Oh my God, that dude's a clown, bro. He has to be the biggest.
That's a guy you don't put any money on. That's a guy who could have all the skill set in the world, but just does not want to do anything.
That's the dude that cost the Suns a ring. He cost the Suns a ring. If that dude shows up and plays hard every night, there's no way they're not in the finals at least. Years back.
And he's so good too. He's so talented, man. He just can't.
Big. He could control. He could really.
He just doesn't have that dog in him.
He could take over a game if he wanted to. He's just not like that.
He just don't have it in him. There's some stuff
he can't like that. Hey, Whit. Some guys. Big lights are on. Crowds cheering. There's about a minute left in the game. Fourth quarter. Some guys want the ball. Some guys shy away from the ball. Right.
I think you've been in the trenches with me enough. I got to watch, but anywho, I think Denver wins tomorrow night.
I honestly do too. Guys, plus
I think
keep going. Show me what it says on ESPN though, Sach. Right now, money line on FanDuel is plus 190 for the Nuggets. I really like that.
Tomorrow you can get plus 190 for the Nuggets.
Yeah, plus 190. I don't know. That might be something I sprinkle a little cheddar bob on, boys. Well, they have to lose. They have to lose at some point.
Because what is the Celtics? I think the Nuggets as of late are just not as consistent, and their bench, like you said, ZJ, I could see it a little bit more and more as the games go on. Their bench is not.
That's the thing,
Christian
bro. That's
Brown is not. He's supposed to take that leap to score a little bit more. He's not contributing.
And we'll get into this more as in some of the later episodes down the road, because February 8th, trade deadline's here. We're going to see what happened across the league. There's going to be a lot of movement.
Look, Zach likes that plus money, plus 190. I'd bet that all day tomorrow.
Let's do it. Let's sprinkle a little something on it. We'll clip it. We'll put it on. Yeah, I like it too. They got to lose at some point. They're not just going to keep this going.
Why not be that hometown kid that brings it back to the hometown, that money? You know what I mean? Flood the economy with a couple $100, at the old watering hole. You know what I mean?
It belongs here in the first place. We're going to keep it here.
Yeah. My team's going over there, taking Boston money, bringing it back to Denver. We're going to go ahead and put it on the bar, let the old kids drink for free.
We're going to go over to honky tonks.
The honky tonks.
That's what we're going to do.
But I told you guys at half, we got 7:07 left in the Minnesota-Memphis game. Minnesota's 99-93. I thought that defense would come through. I think Mike Connolly Jr., one of the most underrated winner point guards out there. Every team he's been on, he's turned around or made them at least competitive. I think he's been a huge difference with Minnesota since his arrival. They're 94-99, 6:59 left in the fourth quarter. Minnesota's at home. I think they're going to go ahead and cash this.
And the bigger story of the night is Zeej 2-0 on the night.
2-0, baby. Give it up. Hey,
kid needed it. He was looking rough to start. He was looking real rough.
Look at the kid. He's more than just good hair. He's more than just good hair.
You heard it here first. I'm giving out locks, and then there will be more locks tomorrow morning.
Whit, do you watch those videos? You got to watch them.
I do. I watch all your clips.
Oh. No, the YouTube.
What YouTubes?
YouTube channel.
For what? Our stuff?
Yeah, even those two. Do you look?
I watch YouTube. I got YouTube on 2 TVs right now. Am I on the?
He doesn't even watch the.
No, I'm saying the YouTube videos that we post on the Bet Champ Show channel.
Yeah, I watched those. I know E couldn't get on. He had some technical difficulties. We sent a Geek Squad out to his house. Yeah.
The Geek Squad.
I could see E being a part of the Geek Squad. Imagine if you called him up and he just rolled out the van.
E does 2 things, man. He breaks things or fixes things. So the dude,
there's no
yeah. No, we missed him tonight. The dude's been a long-time mentor, friend, coach.
Pour one out for him. He'll be back. He'll be back on the next one. Before we kind of wrap it up, you guys got anything you want to leave the audience with? Anything you want to throw out there?
I would say pay close attention to the Buccaneers line. When it gets to 7, that's when you hit it.
Yeah.
And I would say this even for sports bettors. If you're gonna bet one of the underdogs this week, maybe not bet until close to game time.
Watch game time lines are going to shift.
A lot of the sharp money, like an hour, 2 hours before game time, a lot of the sharp money and the big money's going to go, and I think the public money is going to go on the Niners, the Lions, and the Ravens. Because those are kind of like the golden child, the golden boys right now to the public. So if you're going to do one of those, bet closer to game time. And if you're not, take them probably right now.
That's what I'm saying with the Texans as well. Come game time, you can see that Texans line slide over the plus 10.5.
Yeah, I would wait for that.
You want the hook. You remember, ladies and gents, you want the hook to be on your side. You don't want to get hooked.
I don't know if it'll be a plus 10.5. I don't know. But you never know. But
Sach has a huge point, though. I mean, come game time, the public's going to fade to a lot of these favorites.
Yeah, it might not get to 10.5, but it might get to 10.
You might get a 10. So again, use it to your advantage though, because you still have the chance for the push.
Yep.
Push is a win. Get hooked.
Push is always a win because you didn't lose. So
absolutely.
I think if you're feeling risky, I think you really want to make some money, I think you take Tampa on the road money line and just ride with them. I like the Packers. I like the Packers to cover. I think they have the run game to do it. I think they can keep that game close. It may, you may have a backdoor cover either way, but I think the Packers. I would bet that for them to cover those. I would tease up to 10.5. I don't think I want to get to 10. I think it'll stay at 9.5. I actually think it'll probably drop down a bit. So I would tease up to 10.5 tonight and stay there. But I like the Bucks straight up. Heard it first right here. I'm rolling with Baker. I think I'd party with him versus Goff, so I'm rolling with Baker.
Oh yeah,
I like it.
I hope they take his hand before the game.
Okay.
So we can do him like he did to Kansas.
You got anything you want to leave the audience with, Whit?
Well, the only thing I can say is
we need Whit's wisdom.
Whit's wisdom. Give us a quote. Give us something inspirational.
Whit's wisdom.
Look, man, I think every morning in my life, right, when my feet hit the floor, I hear the devil say, "Oh shit, he's up." And I would challenge everyone to live their life that way. And when you do something good in your life, you take that smelling salt and you know what I mean? Because that's what Jones does every morning. He wakes up. He gets the old. Now that Baker's doing it, he's probably got a Amazon bulk order of smelling salts.
Smelling salts
to the crib. But no, man. Risk what you can. Don't risk more than you can. But I think there's some times, some ways to exploit this weekend's matchups. I think Vegas is going to move a little bit, but I like the Bucks straight up. I like
100%. Cool stuff, fellas. Yeah, like the gents said, ladies and gentlemen, follow what you know. Make sure you do your own research. Look what's going on. Watch these lines change. Make sure you're in the right position to put yourself to win. And another killer show of the Bet Champ Show After Hours, boys. Hey, here we go. We're off and rolling. Everything.
Move the needle. Let's
move the needle, baby. But here always for the public, just to toss out some plays, talk a little sports, talk a little anything. If you guys ever want to ask us any questions, just throw it in the chat. We'll throw it out into the show. And that's a wrap for tonight's episode, gents. So we will see you in the next episode.
Peace.
See you guys.
Peace, boys.